Hello, my wonderful friend. Let's talk about 9 exciting signs she wants to touch you. Touch is magical and it's very exciting. Can you imagine looking into her stunning eyes, knowing that she loves your touch and she wants to touch you? That would feel amazing, right? Now, I recently did this video on how to touch a woman. If you haven't seen it, I will put a link in the description below. And it's only right to make another video on the signs that she wants to touch you. So if you would like to know these magical, exciting signs, make sure you stay with me till the end of the video. Be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell as we dive in. My name is Melannie. I'm a Christian dating coach for men and creator of Attracting Lasting Love Academy. I'm your go-to source to learn how to find the adorable love of your life and make her fall so in love with you that you get to wake up with her by your side every single day, without mind games, without drama. So be sure to subscribe and ring that bell. And let's get to the 9 exciting signs she wants to touch you. Now, as we get started with this, I do need to say some of these signs, or even perhaps many of these signs, may sound a little obvious, like, well, duh, yeah. And I want you to keep 2 things in mind. Number 1, you would be shocked by how many people this is not obvious to, okay? I've been doing this a long time, and there are a lot of people it just goes completely over their heads. So keep that in mind. And 2, even people who these signs are super obvious, when it's happening to them, when a girl's doing it to them, they still completely miss it. So keep an open mind as we go through this. And I'm super curious as we go through it, I want you to tell me which of these signs stands out to you the most, because I love hearing your insights and your thoughts. Sound good? Let's get started with the first sign she wants to touch you. Sign number 1 is that she always hugs you. Sometimes this is a sign that people take for granted. Oh, she just always gives me a hug. Well, yeah, she is always giving you a hug. If she didn't like you or had a problem touching you, that certainly would not be happening. Now, it's especially a sign that she wants to touch you, that she's interested, if you're kind of the exception. She goes out of her way to hug you all the time. Whenever she sees you, whenever you're saying goodbye, whatever it is, don't just skim over that. This can be a very big sign that, yeah, she wants to touch you because she likes you and you give her those butterflies. My next exciting sign she wants to touch you is that she sits close to you. If we don't like someone, we're not gonna actually sit close to them. We'll probably avoid sitting next to them. And we certainly won't sit close to them, and we certainly don't want to touch when we're sitting next to them. However, if she touches you when you're sitting, or she sits close to you, that's a really good sign that she's very comfortable with you. She maybe even is wanting that touch and hoping that you'll want it as well. This is especially true if she doesn't have to. If she doesn't have to sit that close to you, but she does, yeah, that means something. Kind of makes you stop to think about situations differently, doesn't it? Now that leads us right into the next sign she wants to touch you. And this sign is that she leans in. Now this can certainly be the case when you're sitting next to each other. She might lean in while you're talking or brush up against you or whatever it is. She may also just lean in when you're talking, when you're having those conversations, standing up even. If she's leaning in, and she might lean in and out a little bit, or she may just lean in, like she's super engaged in the conversation and wants to be closer to you. Now, the cool thing about this is there's kind of some science behind this. When a woman is interested in a man, it's very common for her to kind of come in and out of your personal bubble space. She has no clue she's doing it, okay? As a matter of fact, when I first learned this years ago, as I was like, holy cow, I totally do that. And I had no idea I was doing it before then. So it's not something she does on purpose, but it's just kind of, without her realizing it, it's her way of saying, hey, does he like me close? Is he okay with me being close? Can I be close to him? And this happens because there's legit attraction there. So it can be a very good sign that, yeah, she wants to be close to you. She wants to touch you. And this actually brings up a really interesting question. Are you wondering right now why maybe you can see these signs like this, that she's interested, that she wants to touch you, that she wants you to pursue, that she's pursuing you? You can see those legit signs, and the relationship can still fall apart. It can still completely fail. Why does that happen? Why can things go so well in the beginning, but then at the end, you're still left aching inside? Have you ever asked this question. I have a free masterclass for you where you will discover 3 secrets to solve this problem forever. So if you are sick of getting your hopes up only to have them crushed, and sick of thinking maybe this time it will work only to have it completely fail, that training was made for you. It's for any man who wants to have a loving, lasting relationship, the kind where you get to wake up next to her for the rest of your life. You need to know these secrets. So just go to coachmelannie.com/masterclass. I will also put a link in the description below and a link in the pinned comment. That training was made specifically for you, so make sure you use it before it's gone. Now that you know what to do about that, let's talk about the next exciting sign that she wants to touch you. This sign is that she brushes past you. This is, again, something she can do without even knowing it. You don't usually think, ooh, I'm going to brush past him, let my shoulder touch him when I walk by. You don't usually think that unless maybe she's trying to tease you or something like that. Usually it's completely subconscious. She has no idea she's doing it. However, if you notice she frequently brushes past you when she walks past you, that's a good sign that she wants the touch. She likes touching you. She wants the touch, and she's very much attracted to you. Now, with this sign, and honestly with all the signs you're learning in this video, it is obviously important to make sure that the woman is not toxic. It's true that there are toxic women who will send signs of interest and attraction just because they want attention. And when they do this, they're setting you up to fail, and it's sick and it's wrong and it shouldn't happen. The skill of being able to identify toxic women is a skill that will serve you your entire life. Far too many men think that it's just normal for women to treat you that way. It's not normal. Or they think it's them. They think they're broken or there's something wrong with them, when in fact, that's not it at all. It's the kinds of women you're hanging out with. That's why in my academy, I teach my clients both how to identify toxic women and repel them, and then how to instead completely captivate and enchant the kind of woman you're longing for, the kind of woman you deserve to be with, who'll be loving and kind and supportive and all the wonderful things that you're aching for. So with this sign, with all these signs, just make sure that you're paying attention and you're on the alert a little bit, just to make sure that she's not toxic, that she is in fact sincere. My next exciting sign that she wants to touch you is that she touches you in natural ways. She breaks the touch barrier. A good example of this would be maybe she puts her hand on your arm when she's talking to you, or maybe if she comes up behind you, she puts her hand on your back or something to get your attention. If she is breaking that touch barrier, that's a very, very good sign that she wants the barrier broken. She is comfortable with you. She's attracted to you. She enjoys that touch. So don't discredit the simple little ways that touch can happen. If that's happening, especially frequently, it's a good sign is because she likes it and she wants it. Now, my next sign she wants to touch you is actually a really good illustration of this. And that is if she playfully bumps you or pushes you. Obviously not pushes you, we're not talking about abuse here. That'd be awful. Instead, if she just kind of playfully bumps up against you or pushes you, or, oh, hey, you're so silly, or, oh, you make me laugh, or whatever it is, those little playful pushes and bumps and such are ways for her to easily and flirtatiously break the touch barrier. So again, don't discredit them. If this is happening frequently, if she frequently is pushing you or bumping you or teasing you in those ways, it's still her breaking the touch barrier. It means she likes the touch. She's hoping you'll like the touch. And it's a good sign that she wants more of it. I have a quick question for you before we get to our next exciting signs. I have been enjoying making videos about touch and touching. Is this something you would like more videos on? If you would, comment touch to let me know. Your feedback really does help me. And if you have any specific comments or questions, I want to see those in the comments as well. So make sure you leave them. And I just have to give you a huge shout out, a huge thank you to those of you who are so generous with your super thanks. It touches my heart every time. I feel humbled and grateful that what I do influences you and impacts your life and makes your world a better place. So thank you so much. That support truly helps me continue to bring you this content. And if you have ever used the super thanks before or not, but you're enjoying this video and you would like to use the super thanks here, it would mean the world to me. So thank you so much. Okay, my next exciting sign she wants to touch you kind of makes me chuckle a little bit because we've all seen it in the movies a million times. It's kind of cliche, but it works, and that's why it's so used over and over and over again. This sign is that she lets your hands touch. I'm sure you've seen it, again, in the movies, where they both reach for something and their hands touch and or something like that, where maybe she's handing you something or you're handing her something and your hands touch and she just lets them linger there, or whatever it is. These are really good signs that she likes your touch, that she wants it, and that it's giving her those butterflies and making her feel amazing. This is especially true if she really just lets the touch linger. For instance, if she's trying to show you something and she's holding it in her hands and your hands come in and they overlap a little bit and she just leaves it, that's a good sign that she likes it. Our next exciting sign she wants to touch you is that she finds excuses to touch you. A good example of this would be brushing something off your shirt, your shoulder, or whatever. Or, you've seen it in the movies where they get something out of each other's hair or something like, oh, you have a leaf, let me brush that off, whatever it is. If she is looking for excuses to touch you, she doesn't have to do that. And it's kind of a flirtatious thing to do. And if we're not attracted to someone, we're not really going to do that. This is especially true if this happens frequently. Sometimes just to be polite, you'll be like, oh, hey, let me brush that off for you. Or she'll just tell you to brush it off. If she's not interested. However, if she's finding those little excuses to touch you whenever she's around you, or frequently when she's around you, well, it's because she likes your touch. She wants to touch you more, and she really wants you to touch her too. Okay, my next exciting sign she wants to touch you might sound a little weird, but stay with me and I'll explain it. This sign is that she responds well when you touch her. If you just wait around and you never start showing interest back, that her attraction is going to die. Okay, a lot of guys don't realize this. If you do not start showing attraction and interest as well, the attraction and the interest is going to die. That's why it's so important to learn how to pursue a woman effectively. One, so it's not awkward or uncomfortable for you, and two, so that it just supercharges her attraction for you. That's why I teach how to pursue so in depth in my academy. So when you're seeing these signs that she is wanting to touch you, that she's attracted to you and she likes you, it's important to, touch her back, obviously in completely appropriate ways. However, show some interest back. And the way she responds will let you know if you read those signs correctly or not. For instance, if she becomes giddy and excited and even perhaps, reciprocates even more. For instance, let's say you sit down close to her and she maybe kind of scoots over a little bit more or something like that. If she is receiving that touch well, that's a fabulous indication that yes, you did read the signs right. Yes, she is interested, and yes, she likes where this is going. If instead, maybe you try something like maybe you try to put your hand on her back when you're talking to her or something like that. Something small and simple, and she just becomes uncomfortable or a little bit cold or kind of pulls away, then those are good signs that, okay, something else is going on here. And so just back off. Don't make it awkward, just back off. So notice how she reacts when you do something like letting your hands touch or something like that. The way she reacts is kind of the best indication of how she feels about it. And I'll just remind you real fast, in case you forgot, if you are looking for the answers to why a relationship can have all these signs of interest and attraction and then still fall completely apart. I'm going to explain 3 reasons why in my free masterclass. Just go to coachmelannie.com/masterclass. Watch it now because you deserve answers. Thank you so much for watching, my amazing friend. Be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell if you haven't yet, and give me a big thumbs up. I love hearing from you in the comments, so if you'd like more videos like this one, comment touch to let me know. And if you have a friend you could share this with, it would mean so much to me, and I know it would help him as well. If you don't yet follow me on social media, there are links in the description below, so make sure you check those out. Thank you so much again, my amazing friend, and have an amazing day. So if you're sick of getting your hopes up only to have them crushed, and you're sick, I'm trying to talk too fast. That's never happened before. Quick question before we get to our next exciting signs. What? Oh. Hello, secret end of the video club. Thanks for joining me. I'm so glad we can meet here at the end of every video. So our secret end of the video word. If you're new here, you leave this word so I know who watches to the end of the video. It's so fun for me to see. So I'm going to mix things up. This time, comment Brussels sprouts. Why Brussels sprouts? Because I am one of those random people that adores them. They make me so happy. And I got to eat them and it made me feel giddy inside. So we're going with Brussels sprouts. So funny story. When I first had Brussels sprouts, I had them boiled and I loathed them. Like they were so bitter and awful. But now I do them roasted and they are like my favorite thing ever. So anyway, that's a really random story that really doesn't have much to do with anything. But be sure to comment Brussels sprouts to let me know you watched to the end of the video. And never forget, you're awesome.